How might the movement revisit the problematic concept of tolerance in the context of promoting and valuing diversity? Valuing diversity is about allowing people to be themselves without having prejudice heaped upon them and without denying them opportunity because of who they are, the identity they ascribe to themselves, where they live, or the group to which they belong. Valuing diversity is not the same as promoting race equality, gender equality, disability equality, or anything else. Legislation provides safeguards for groups rendered vulnerable by discriminatory conduct and systems of oppression and marginalization in society. But legislation does not, by itself, create an environment in which individuals and members of target groups are valued intrinsically and have the fundamental rights respected. Such a culture, bearing the hallmark of respect, dignity, fairness, and justice, has to be painstakingly created and sustained. Strategy 2020 underscores the message that it is the personal and professional responsibility of everyone to create and extend such a culture. But I want to spend a couple of moments saying something about two recurring themes in the equality and diversity discourse. The first is promoting equality and valuing diversity. I emphasize the need to promote equity rather than equality because there is a fundamental misunderstanding of the two concepts. Equality invariably connotes sameness. It suggests that by treating people the same, you avoid discriminating. This leads to a standardization of practices and procedures, if not of services provided. But standardization produces inequities because it fails to acknowledge differences and the contexts in which those differences arise. However much it might appear that you are treating people equally by treating them all the same. Promoting equity, on the other hand, is about acknowledging and fulfilling different needs. To deliver equity, it may be necessary, fair, and just to treat some people differently because their needs demand it. To do anything else would discriminate against and disadvantage them. William James, a psychologist and philosopher at the beginning of the last century, noted that a great many people think they are thinking when they are merely rearranging their prejudices. The second recurring theme I want to explore is the notion of tolerance. One of the briefing papers for this conference that I read, dealing with the challenges ahead, states, respect for diversity means not only tolerating the difference of others, but even more accepting, respecting, and celebrating those differences. Valuing diversity eschews notions of tolerance because tolerance is in the gift of those who have the power to marginalize and exclude, or to define themselves or the cultural attributes as normal and belonging, in other words, the in-group, and to define the tolerated and the cultural attributes as outsiders and as not conforming to the norm. Those who are tolerating also exercise the right to determine the threshold of tolerance that the tolerated should not seek to surpass, whether it be by their very presence or by the way they give expression to themselves. What forms of cultural expression, cooking, music, dress, expressive arts, should such groups consider legitimate and as staying within the unspoken tolerance level of the community doing the tolerating? That is why, if I were to rewrite that passage from your briefing paper, I would say this: respect for diversity means not only understanding difference and how it defines people of any ethnicity in any society, but even more, accepting, respecting, and celebrating those differences.